Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'd like to welcome our new subscribers and also thank those of you who are returning for this week's energy update. So let's jump right in. We had a full moon in Virgo yesterday. That leaves us today with a Venus, which is in the sign of Aquarius, squaring Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. And tomorrow, Mars, because Venus and Mars are traveling close together, Mars will be squaring Jupiter. Again, Mars is in the sign of Aquarius. So it's important to remember that Pluto is the gatekeeper in the sign of Aquarius now. Both of those planets had to cross paths with Pluto in order to be where they're at in the sign of Aquarius. So now, as they square Jupiter, this is bringing up choice points, or crises, if you will, but choice points, asking us to align with our truth and reality. Venus, then Mars, squaring Jupiter, the overindulgence hangover is kicking in. Where did we root in the optimism, perhaps, of that full moon? If you felt that energy in advance, Jupiter was quite present during the new moon, or excuse me, the full moon that just passed in Virgo, giving us having us feeling very optimistic. Well, guess what? Now it's time for that course correction to come in. We are being asked to take a closer look at relationships, money, self-worth. Those are all Venus themes. Mars, our passion, what drives us, our actions, what are they based on, those type things. We're taking a second look at that. And are they rooted in stability, or superficially, are they there to support a facade? Here the light goes again. So sorry about that. I'm going to continue. Then on Wednesday of this week, we've got Mercury in the sign of Pisces is going to meet the Sun in a cazimi, then pass the Sun. However, together, that'll be moved past the Sun, but within that same degree, they're going to conjunct Saturn in the sign of Pisces. As soon as I looked at this energy, a song came to mind, You Can't Always Get What You Want by the Rolling Stones, and it brought a smile to my face. This is that course correction, the reality check moment that is coming in. We felt it today and also on Monday when Mars was squaring Jupiter. And now on Wednesday, that reality check has come in. It's causing a pause in the action, that's for sure, or a pause in the progress. That is asking you to have some faith here, especially if there's no clear-cut path. It's time to trust your intuition. This is that reality check energy, creating space for purpose. And let's face the truth and move on. Let's take from whatever it is, whatever that pause is, whatever that pause creates. Take ownership in any part of it that we may have facilitated or not, but just take ownership in what we can do with that pause and break down any illusions that may have been present that set us up for some reality check. And by taking that ownership, things begin to turn around because the energy is now beginning to shift. It's becoming do something to get something. Now sextiles are coming in. So on Thursday of this week, Mercury, which met the Sun and then conjunct Saturn just the day before, is now going to sextile Jupiter. Remember, sextiles ask us to do something to get something. So we're going to be asked to do something. Okay? So the next obvious step in this situation, so there was overindulgence of some kind in some way, or acting in a way that wasn't based in reality, that then had a pause associated with it, or there was a pause in some action that you wanted to take that was purposeful. You took a look at that, aligned with that energy, and broke down any illusions associated with it. And now, as things begin to turn around, truly, we've retooled our ideas and our actions so that they can now be aligned with our intuition, inviting the beneficial qualities of that adjustment to arrive. It's also because Jupiter is in the sign of Taurus, it is allowing us to align with long-term stability as well. Jupiter in Taurus wants us to be stable. It wants us to have a certain amount of security. So we're beginning to see some of that energy come in as a result of the retooling that we have done relative to our ideas and concepts because of pauses that came into play. I really do like this energy. It's very helpful to us. Then on Friday, we've got some really cool energy. Venus, again in the sign of Aquarius, is going to sextile Chiron, which is still conjunct the North Node. And this energy is in the background over the entirety of this week. I love this energy. Anything that we're dealing with, all of these things that are popping up, this is Chiron healing wounds so that we can align with our North Node, our greatest good. And on Friday, we've got Venus in the sign of Aquarius is going to sextile Chiron, which is conjunct the North Node in the sign of Aries, asking us to align with who we are from the inside out. Again, Chiron and the North Node in Aries is asking us to be rooted in ourself, not self-centered, but understand who we are on the inside so that we can truly live from the inside out. And in addition to this energy, we have the Sun, which is in the sign of Pisces. That very intuitive, compassionate Pisces is also sextiling Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. This is all about taking practical steps toward anything that Venus rules, financial, relationships, self-worth, being honest and aligning with our true purpose, having faith in the process. We're taking the choice points that are presented, sitting with them, understanding the meaning, what it means to us, understanding ourselves, making choices, retooling, and coming out with a healthier perspective of this energy that earlier in the week presented as perhaps a situation that was a crisis. Well, now the healing energy can come in, and it's definitely worth the effort on our part. Remember, sextiles ask us to do something to get something. Take ownership, sit with, let's time to heal. Okay? Then a week from today, on the 3rd, we're already at March 3rd, we've got Venus in the sign of Aquarius is going to square Uranus in Taurus. This energy is going to be with us through the new moon on the 10th of March. Expect the unexpected here. We've got Venus is going to square Uranus. So the rule applies, no new cosmetics, surprises, romantic surprises, anything like that. It's just not quite sure that it's going to turn out the way that you think it's going to, or big money purchases, that type thing. It's just, I don't know that that energy is going to align with the intention there. On the practical side, relationships can just be busted open, seeking honesty and authenticism for sure, because Uranus in Taurus is all about freedom and sovereignty and honesty. And if for any reason you have purposefully been withholding or restraining yourself, be prepared to seek sovereignty and freedom, especially relative to relationships and or self-worth themes. Remember, the North Node is still conjunct Chiron, is an old wound, seeking resolution. This is a really good week for it. It really is. That will allow you to become more fully aligned with your North Node, where you want to be, your life's purpose. You know, what's keeping you from really rooting and engaging in the stability that you deserve? That's what we're looking at this week. Anyway, well, that's all I have for you this week. I decided to use the Animal Spirit book guide today, the Animal Spirit deck for guidance today. Here's the deck. A card jumped right out. Love this deck. And the card that jumped out is the Scorpion. And one would think that this would be a water sign because the Scorpio is a water sign, but in this deck, it's a fire sign. And we're talking about a little bit of fiery energy this week. Let's see what the book has to say. Scorpion, passionate, competitive, tends toward isolation. The Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the Scorpion's heat festers and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. I love this card. When in balance, it's wild and free and fierce. Boy, that speaks of Aries, the spark of Aries energy. When out of balance, it's jealous, resentful, and unresolved. So if you feel any of those energies, please understand that that's three-dimensional energy. We want to step away from that. And to bring it into balance, we want honesty and forgiveness. And I tell you, that's what this week is all about. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please do click the like button. If you know someone who could be helped by this video, please do send it to them. Co-create with me, won't you? If you have any comments or suggestions, post them in the comment section below. I always love to hear from you. I think that's everything. If you want to know when videos are being dropped, click the subscribe button. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. My day is always better with you in it. I hope you have a fabulous week of unearthing situations that need to be addressed, sitting with those situations, coming to conclusions, retooling, and creating options for yourself that root in long-term stability and success. Have a fabulous week. Namaste.